Bullshit!
Here, master! What's here?
Good. Fix the furnace. Hold it together and move something down. Be stern, be stern.
My arms! Cheerly, my arms! Yar! Take it to the tail! Take to the master's whistle! Blow till the first night we can prove it up!
Good bullshit with her care! Where's the master? Pray the man!
I pray no! Keep low!
Where is the master, boasted?
Do you not hear him? You moral labor! Keep your cabins! You do assist the storm! Nay, good, be patient! What the sea is! Hence, what cares these roars for the name of king? The cabin! Silence! Trouble us not! Good, yet remember who thou hast aboard! Not thy love born to myself! You are a counselor! If you can command these elements to silence and work for peace in the present, we will not fear no more. Use your authorities! If you cannot give thanks you live so long and make yourself pay your account for the mischance of the hour, if it's so cheerly good hearts, out our way, I say. I have great comfort from this fellow. He thinks he hath no drowning mark upon you. His complexion is perfect gallows. Stand fast and waiting his ringing. Make the rope with his destiny our cable for our own doth little advantage. If he be not born to be hanged, our case is miserable. Down with the topmast! Yard! Lower! Reader, try with the main course! Leg on the sound! They're louder than the weather or office! What do you hear? Shall we get pouring around? Have you a mind to sink?
And mostly I'll drop your bubbling bliss to his insurmountable dog!
Work you then!
Hang you, horse, insolent noisemaker! We are less afraid to be drowned than thou art!
Oh, I'll warrant him for drowning, though the ship were no stronger than a nutshell and as leaky as an unstitched wench. Lay her hold! A hold! There are two courses out to sea again. Lay her off! All lost! Grace, all lost! What? Must her mouths be cold? The king and prince are her prayers. Let's assist them for our cases as theirs.
I'm out of patience! We are being cheated our lives by drunkards! This wine-shop rascal! With thou mightest lie, drowning in the washing of dead tide.
Oh. Storm. Oh, he'll be hanged yet. Whoever drum of water gave the bias to glut him. Now I would give 1,000 furlongs at sea for an acre of barren ground. Long heap, brown furs, anything. The wills above be done with, I would fain die dry death. If, by your art, my dearest father, you have put the wild waters in this roar, allay them. The sky, it seems, would pour down stinking pitch, but that the sea, mounting to the welkin's cheek, dashes the fire out. Oh, I have suffered with those that I saw suffer. A brave vessel who had no doubt some noble creature in her dashed all to pieces. Oh, the cry did knock against my very heart. Poor souls, they perished. Had I been any god of power, I would have sunk the sea within the earth, or ere it should the good ship so have swallowed the frauding souls within her.
Be collected. No more amazement. Tell your piteous heart there's no harm done.
Woe the day.
No harm. I have done nothing but in care of thee, my dear one, thee, my daughter, who art ignorant of what thou art, not knowing of whence I am, nor that I am more better than Prospero, master of a full poor cell, and thy no greater father.
More to know did never meddle with my thoughts.
'Tis time I should inform thee, father. Lend thy hand and pluck my magic garment from me. So lie there, mine art. Wipe thou thine eyes, have comfort. The direful spectacle of the rack which touched the very virtue of compassion in thee I have with such provision in mine art so safely ordered. that there is no soul. No, not so much perdition as an hair bitted to any creature in the vessel which thou saw'st sink, which thou heardst cry, sit down, for now thou must know further.
You have often begun to tell me what I am, but stopped and left me to a fruitless inquisition, concluding, stay not yet.
The hours now come, the very minute bids thee. Ope thine ear, obey and be attentive. Canst thou remember a time before we came into this cell? I do not think thou canst, for then thou wast not out 3 years old.
Certainly, sir. I can.
By what? By any other house or person of anything the image tell me that hath kept with thy remembrance?
'Tis far off and more like a dream than an assurance that my remembrance warrants. Had I not 4 or 5 women once that tended me?
Thou hadst, and more, Miranda, but how is it that this lives in thy mind? What seest thou else in the dark backwards and abysm of time? If thou rememberest aught ere thou camest here, how thou camest here thou mayest.
That I do not.
12 years since, Miranda, 12 years since, thy father was a Duke of Milan and a Prince of Power.
Sir, are you not my father?
Thy mother was a piece of virtue, and she said thou wast my daughter. And thy father was Duke of Milan, and thou his only heir and princess, no worse issued.
Oh, the heavens! What foul play had we that we came from thence? Or, blessed wast we did?
Both, my girl, by foul play, as thou sayest, were we heaved thence, but blessedly hope hither.
My heart bleeds to think of the team that I have turned you to, which is from my remembrance. Please you, farther.
My brother, and thy uncle called Antonio, I pray thee mark me, that a brother should be so perfidious. He, whom next thyself of all the world I loved, and to him put the manage of my state, as at that time, through all the signories, it was the first, and Prospero, the prime duke, being so reputed in dignity, and for the liberal arts without a parallel, this being all my study, the government I cast upon thy false uncle, and to my state grew stranger, being transported and wrapped in secret studies. Thy false uncle, dost thou attend me?
Sir, most peacefully.
Having once perfected how to grant suits, how to deny 'em, who to advance and who to trash for overtopping, new created the creatures that were mine, I say, or changed 'em, or else new formed 'em, having both the key to officer and office, and all hearts in the state to what tune pleased his ear, that now he was the ivy which had hid my princely trunk and sucked my verdure out on't. Thou attend'st not.
Oh, good sir, I do.
I pray thee mark me. I, thus neglecting worldly ends, all dedicated to closeness and the bettering of my mind with that which but by being so retired or prized all popular rate, in my false brother awakened an evil nature, and my trust, like a good parent, did beget of him a falsehood in its contrary, as great as my trust was, which had indeed no limit, confidence, sans bound, he thus being lorded, not only with what my revenue yielded, but what my power might else exact, like one who having into truth, by telling of it, made such a sinner of his memory to credit his own lie. He did believe he was indeed the Duke. Out of the substitution and executing the outward face of royalty with all prerogative. Hence, his ambitions growing. Dost thou hear?
Your tale, sir, would cure deafness.
To have no screen between this part he played and him he played it for, he needs will be absolute Milan. Me, poor man, my library was dukedom large enough of temporal royalties. He thinks me now incapable. Confederates! So dry he was for sway with the king of Naples, to give him annual tribute, do him homage, to subject his coronet to his crown, and bend the dukedom yet unbowed. Alas, poor Milan, to most ignoble stooping.
Oh, the heavens!
Mark his condition and the event. Then tell me if this might be a brother.
I should sin to think but nobly of my grandmother. Goodwomb's half born bad sons.
Now, the condition. The King of Naples, being an enemy to me inveterate, hearkens my brother's suit, which was that he should, in lieu of the premises of homage, and I know not how much tribute presently, extirpate me and mine out of the dukedom and confer fair Milan with all the honors on my brother. Whereon a treacherous army levied one midnight, fated to the purpose did Antonio open the gates of Milan. And to the dead of darkness the ministers for the purpose hurried thence me and thy crying self.
Lack for pity. I, not remembering how I cried out then, will cry it o'er again. It is a hint that brings mine eyes to it.
Hear a little further. Then I'll bring thee to the present business which now is upon us, without the which this story were most impertinent.
Wherefore did they not that hour destroy us?
Well demanded, girl. My tale provokes that question, dear, they durst not. So, dear, the love my people bore me, nor set a mark so bloody on the business, but with colors fairer, painted their foul ends. In short, they hurried us aboard a bark, bore us some leagues to sea, where they prepared a rotten carcass of a butt not rigged, nor tackle, sail, nor mast. The very rats instinctively had quitted. There they hoist us, to cry to the sea that roared, to us to sigh to the winds whose pity, sighing back again, did us but loving wrong.
Alack, what trouble was I then to you?
Oh, a cherubim! Thou wast that did preserve me, thou didst smile, infuse with a fortitude from heaven, when I have decked the sea with drops full salt. Under my burthen groaned, which raised in me an undergoing stomach, to bear up against what should ensue.
How came we ashore?
By providence divine, some food we had, and some fresh water that a noble Neapolitan Gonzalo, out of her good charity, who, being then appointed master of this design, did give us with rich garments, linens, stuffs, and necessaries, which since have steadied much. So, of her gentleness, knowing I loved my books, she furnished me from mine own library with volumes I prize above my dukedom.
Would I might but ever meet that woman.
Now I conclude. Sit still and hear the last of our sea sorrow. Here in this island we arrived, and here have I, thy schoolmaster, made thee more profit than other princesses can that have more time for vainer hours, and tutors not so careful.
Heavens, thank you for it. And now I pray you, sir, for 'tis still beating in my mind. Your reason for raising this sea storm?
Know this, far forth by accident most strange, bountiful fortune now my dear lady hath mine enemies brought to this shore. And by my prescience I find my zenith doth depend upon a most auspicious star, whose influence, if now I court not but omit my fortunes, will ever after droop. Here cease more questions. Thou art inclined to sleep. 'Tis a good dullness, and give it way. I know thou canst not choose. Come away, servant, come. I am ready now, my Ariel. Come!
All hail, great master, great Sir Hail. I come to answer thy best pleasures. Be to fly, to swim, to ride into fire, to dive on the curled clouds. To thy strong bidding, task Ariel in all his quality.
Hast thou, spirit, performed to point the tempest that I bade thee?
To every article. I boarded the king's ship, now on the beak, the waist, the deck. In every cabin I flamed amazement. Sometimes I divide and burn in many places. On the topmast, the yards, the bowsprit, would I flame distinctly, then meet and join. Jove's lightning, the precursors, oh, the dreaded thunderclaps, more momentary in sight outrunning were not. The fire and cracks and sulphurs, roaring the most mighty Neptune, seemed to besiege and make his bold might tremble, yea, his dread trident shake.
My brave spirit, who was so firm, so constant that this coil would not infect his reason.
Not a soul, but felt a fever of the mad and played some tricks of desperation. All but mariners plunged in the foaming brine and quit the vessel. Then all afire with me, the king's son, Ferdinand. Then with hair upstaring, then like reeds, not hair, was the first man that leaped, cried, hell is empty and all the devils are here.
Why, that's my spirit. But was not this nigh shore?
Close by, my master.
But are they, Ariel, safe?
Not a hair perished. On their sustaining garments, not a blemish, but fresher than before. And as thou badest me, in troops I've dispersed them about the isle. The king's son have I landed by himself, whom I left cooling the air with his sighs, and sitting, his arms a sad knot.
Of the king's ship? The mariners? Say how thou hast disposed, and all the rest of the fleet.
Safely in the harbor is the king's ship, where once thou caused me up at midnight to fetch dew from the still vexed Moose. There she's hid, with the mariners all under patches stowed, who with the charm joined to their suppered labors, I have left asleep. And for the rest of the fleet, which I dispersed, they have all met again, bound sadly home for Naples, supposing they saw the king shipwrecked and his great person perish.
Ariel, thy charge exactly is performed. But there's more work. What is the time of the day?
Past the mid-season.
Least 2 glasses. The time twixt 6 and now must by us both be spent most preciously.
Is there more toil? Since thou dost give me pains, let me remember what these promised, which is not yet performed to me.
How now? Moody? What is thou canst demand?
My liberty.
Oh, before the time be out? No more!
I prithee, I have done thee worthy service, made thee no mistakes, served without grudge or grumblings. Thou didst promise to bait me a full year.
Dost thou forget from what a torment I did free thee?
No.
Thou dost, and thinkst it much to tread the ooze of the salt deep, to run upon the sharp wind of the north, to do me business in the veins of the earth, when it is baked with frost.
I do not, sir.
Thou liest, malignant thing. Hast thou forgot the foul witch Sycorax, whom with age and envy was grown into a hoop? Hast thou forgot her?
No.
Thou hast. Where was she born? Speak, tell me.
Sir, in Algiers.
Oh, was she so? I must once in a month recount what thou hast been, which thou forgetst. This damned witch Sycorax for mischiefs manifold and sorceries terrible to enter human hearing. From Algiers thou knowest was banished. For one thing she did, they would not take her life. Is not this true?
Aye, sir.
This blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and here was left by the sailors. Thou, my slave, as thou reportst thyself, wast then her servant, and for thou wast a spirit too delicate to act her earthy and abhorred commands, refusing her grant, as she did confine thee, by help of her more potent ministers, and in her most unmitigable rage, into a cloven pine, within which rift thou didst painfully remain a dozen years, within which space she died, and left thee there, where thou didst vent thy groans as fast as mill wheels strike. Then was this island save for that child that she did litter here, a freckled whelp, hag-born, not honored with a human shape.
Yes, Caliban, her child.
Dull thing, I say so. Ugh, that Caliban whom now I keep in service. Oh, thou best knowest what a torment I did find thee in. Thy groans of ever-angry bears. It was a torment did make wolves howl, and did penetrate the breast to lay upon the damned, which Sycorax could not again undo. It was by mine art, when I arrived and heard thee, that made gape the pine and let thee out.
I thank thee, master.
If thou more murmurest, I will rend an oak and peg thee in his naughty entrails till thou hast howled away 12 winters.
I prithee, I will be corresponding to command and do my spiritings gently.
Do so, and in 2 days I will discharge thee.
That's my noble master! What shall I do? Say what shall I do?
Go make thyself like a nymph of the sea. Be subject to no sight but thine and mine, invisible to every eyeball else. Go take this shape and come hither in. Go hence with diligence. Awake, dear heart, awake. Thou hast slept well, awake.
Strangeness of your story put heaviness in me.
Shake it off. Come on, we'll visit my slave, Caliban, whom never yields us kind answer.
'Tis a villain, sir, and I do not love to look on.
But as 'tis we cannot miss her, she does make our fires, fetch in our wood, and serves in offices that do profit us. What ho, slave Caliban, thou earth, thou speak!
There's wood enough within.
Come forth, I say! There's other business for thee. Come, thou tortoise, when? Fine apparition, my quaint Ariel. Hark in thine ear.
My lord, it shall be done.
Thy poisonous slave, got by the devil himself upon thy wicked dam, come forth!
As wicked do as air, my mother brushed with raven's feather from unwholesome fen, drop on you both. The southwest blow on ye, and blister you all aware.
For this, be sure tonight thou shalt have cramps. side stitches that shall bend thy breath up. Urchins shall forth at vast of night, that they may work all exercise on thee. Thou shalt be pinched as thick as honeycomb, each pinch more stinging than bees that made 'em.
I must eat my dinner. This island's mine, by Sycorax, my mother, which thou takest from me. When thou came first, thou strokest me, and made much of me. Wouldst give me water with berries in it, and teach me how to name the bigger light, and taught the less that burn by day and night. And then I loved thee, and showed thee all the qualities of the isle. The fresh springs, brine pits, barren place and fertile. Cursed be that I did so! All the charms of Sycorax, toads, beetles, bats, light on you! For I am all the subject that you have, which first was mine own king. In this hard rock you stymie, and keep me away from the rest of the island!
Thou most lying slave, whom stripes may move not kindness, I have used thee, filth as thou art, with human care, and lodged thee in mine own cell, till thou didst seek to violate the honor of my child.
Oh, would it had been done, thou didst prevent me. I had peopled else this island with Calavans!
Slave! Which any prince of goodness will not take, being capable of all ill. I pitied thee, took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour one thing or other. When thou didst not, savage, know thine own meaning, but wouldst gabble like a thing most brutish, I endowed thy purposes with words that made them known. But thy vile race, though thou didst learn, had that int which good natures could not abide to be with. Therefore was thou deservedly confined into this rock, who hast deserved more than a prison.
You taught me language, and my profitant is I know how to curse. The red plague went you for learning me your language!
Hagseed hence! Fetch us in fuel, and be quick, thou art best to answer other business. Shruggest thou malice, if thou neglect'st or dost unwillingly what I command? I'll rack thee with old cramps, fill all thy bones with aches, make thee roar, that beast shall tremble at thy din.
No, pray thee! I must obey. His art is of such power, it would control my damn's god, Setibus, and make a vassal of him.
So slave hence!
Sweet sprites burn, a burden, hard, far. The watchdogs bark. Hark now, I hear the cry
fine shredding chanticleer. Crack walking will down.
Where should this music be? In the air, in the earth? It sounds no more. Sure, it waits upon some god of the island. Sitting on a bank, weeping again the king, my father's wreck. This music crept by me upon the waters, allaying both their fury and my passion with its sweet air. Thence I have followed, or it hath drawn me rather. But 'tis gone. If he doth remember my drowned father, this is no mortal business, nor no sound that the earth owes. I hear it. Now above me. The fringed curtains of thine eye advance, and say what thou seest yond.
What is it? The spirit? Lord, how it looks about! Believe me, sir, it carries a bright form, but 'tis a spirit.
No, girl, it eats and sleeps and hath such senses as we have such. This gallant which thou seest was in the rack, and though he's something stained with grief that's beauty's canker, thou mightst call him a goodly person. He hath lost his fellows and strays about to find them.
I might call him a thing divine, for nothing natural I ever saw so noble.
It goes on, I see, as my soul prompts it. Spirit binds spirit. I'll free thee within 2 days for this. Most sure, the goddess on whom these airs attend, vouchsafe my prayer may know if you remain upon this island, that you will some good instruction give how I may bear me there. My request, which I do last pronounces, oh, you wonder if you be maid or no.
No wonder, sir, but certainly a maid.
My language, heavens, I am the best of them that speak this speech, for I've a word to spoken. How? The best? What wert thou if the King of Naples heard thee? A single thing, as I am now. That wonders to hear thee speak of Naples. He does hear me, and that he does, I weep. Myself am Naples, who with mine eyes never since it ebb, beheld the king my father act.
Lack for mercy.
Yes, faith and all sorts. The Duke of Milan and his brave son being slain. The Duke of Milan! And his more braver daughter could control thee, if now 'twere fit to do it. At the first sight, they have changed eyes, delicate Ariel. I'll set thee free for this. A word, good sir. I fear you have done yourself some wrong. A word.
Why speaks my father so ungently? This is the third man that e'er I saw, the first that e'er I sighed for. Pity moved my father to be inclined my way.
If your affection not gone forth, I'll make you the queen of Naples.
Oh, soft, sir! One word more.
They both are in either's powers, but this swift business I must uneasy make, lest too light winning make the prize light.
A word.
I charge thee that thou attend me. Thou dost here usurp the name thou owest not, and hast put thyself upon this island as a spy to win it from me, the Lord on't. No, as I am a man.
There's nothing ill can dwell in such a temple. If the ill spirit have so bear a house, good things will strive to dwell with it.
Follow me. Speak not you for him. He's a traitor. Come, traitor. I'll manacle thy neck and feet together. Salt water shalt thou drink. Thy food shall be the fresh brook mussels, withered roots and husks wherein the acorn cradled. Follow.
No, I will resist such entertainment till mine enemy has more power.
Oh, dear father, make not too rash a trial of him, for he's gentle and not fearful.
What I say? My foot, my tutor? Put thy sword up, traitor, who makest a show but darest not strike. Thy conscience is so possessed with guilt. Come from thy ward, for I here can disarm thee with a stick, and make thy weapon draw.
Teach you, father.
Hence! Hang not on my garments.
Hey, I'll be his surety.
Silence. One more word shall make me chide thee, if not hate thee. What? An advocate for an impostor? Hush! Thou thinkst there is no more such shakes as he, having seen that him and Caliban. Ugh! Foolish girl. To the most of men, this is a Caliban, and they to him are angels.
My affections are then most humble. I have no ambition to see a goodlier man.
Come on, obey. Thy nerves are in their infancy again and have no vigor in them.
So they are. My spirits and dreams are all bound up. My father's lost the weakness which I feel. The wrack of all my friends, nor this man's threats to whom I am subdued, are but light to me. Might I but through my prison once a day behold this maid. All corners else the earth let liberty make use of. Space enough have I in such a prison.
It works. Come on, thou hast done well, Ariel. Follow me. Hark, what thou shalt else do me.
Be of comfort. My father's of a better nature, sir, than he appears by speech. This is unwonted which now came from him.
Thou shalt be free as mountain winds. But then exactly do all points to my command.
To the syllable.
Follow me, speak not for him.
Beseech you, sir, be merry. You have cause, so have we all of joy, for our escape is much beyond our loss. Our hint of woe is common. Every day, some sailor's wife, the masters of some merchant, and the merchant have just our theme of woe. But for the miracle, I mean, our preservation, few in millions can speak like us. Then wisely, good sir, weigh our sorrow with our comfort.
Pretty peace.
Here's his comfort like gold porridge. The visitor won't give him over, so look, she's winding up so much of her wit. By and by it will strike.
Sir.
One tell.
Whenever grief is entertained that's offered, comes to the entertainer.
$1.
Yes, dollar comes to him indeed. You have spoken truer than you purposed.
You have taken it wisely as an amen t-shirt.
Therefore, my lord.
I with the spendthrift is she of her tongue.
My privy spare.
Well, I have done, but yet.
Oh, she will be done.
Oh, which of she or Adrian, for a good wager, first begins to crow?
Siltbeck.
The baggage. Done. The wager, a laughter.
The match. Though this island seems to be desert,
So you're packed.
uninhabitable and almost inaccessible, yet
She could not miss it.
needs be of subtle, delicate, and tender temperance.
Temperance was a delicate when.
I, and the saddle, as you most learnedly delivered.
The air breeze upon us here most sweetly.
As if it had lungs. Rotten ones. Whereas 'twere perfumed by a fen.
Here is everything advantageous to life.
True. Save means to live. Of that there is none. Or neither.
Look how lush and lusty the grass looks. How green.
The ground indeed is tawny.
With an eye of green int.
She misses not much.
No, she does, but mistakes it Aristotle.
But the rarity of it is, which is indeed almost beyond credit,
As many rarities are.
that our garments, being as they were drenched in the sea, hold notwithstanding their freshness and glosses, being rather new dyed than stained with salt water.
If but one of her pockets could speak, would it not say that she lies?
I, or very falsely pocket up your report.
Methinks that our garments are now as fresh as when we first put them on in Africa at the marriage of the king's fair daughter Clarabelle to the king of Tunis.
Oh, Clarabelle.
'Twas a sweet marriage, and we prosper well in our return.
Tunis was never before graced with such a paragon to their queen.
Sir, we were talking that our garments are now as fresh as when we put them on in Tunis at the marriage of your daughter who is now queen. Is not, sir, my dress as fresh as the day I first wore it? I mean, in a sort.
That salt was well fished for.
When I wore it at your daughter's marriage.
You crammed these words into mine ears against the stomach of my sense. Would I had ever married my daughter there, for coming thence my son is lost. And at my rate she too, who is so far from Italy removed, I ne'er again shall see her. Oh, thou mine heir of Naples and of Milan, what strange fish hath made his meal on thee?
Sir, he may live. I saw him beat the surges under him, and right upon their backs. He trod the water, whose enmity he flung aside, and breasted the surge real swollen that met him. His bold head above the contentious waves he kept, and oared himself, with his good arms in lusty strokes from shore, and o'er his wave-worn basis bowed, and stooping to relieve him, I not doubt he gave a life to land.
No! No! He's gone.
Sir, you may thank yourself for this great loss. That would not bless our hero with your daughter, but rather lose her to an African, very shortly sees banished from your eye, who has cast away the grief on.
Prithee, peace.
You are kneeled to, and importuned otherwise, by all of us, and the person herself weighed between lawlessness and obedience, at which hand of the beam should bow. We have lost your son, I fear forever. Milan and Naples have more widows in them of this business making than may bring men to comfort them. They falter on.
So is the dearest of the lost.
My lord Sebastian, the truth you speak doth lack some gentleness in time to speak it in. You rub the sore when you should bring the plaster.
Very well.
And most certainly.
Oh, it is foul weather and is all good, sir. When you are cloudy.
Foul weather? Very foul.
Had I a plantation on this isle, my lord,
She'd sow it with nettle seed.
Or ducks or mallows.
and I were the queen on it, what would I do?
Skip being drunk for want of wine.
In the Commonwealth, I would buy contraries, execute all things. For no kind of traffic would I admit, no name of magistrate, letters should not be known. Riches, poverty, and use of service, none. Contract, succession, foreign pound of land, tilled or vineyard, none. No use of metal, corn, or wine or oil, no occupation. All men idle, all, and women too, but innocent and pure. No sovereignty.
Yet you would be great.
The latter end of our commonwealth forgets the beginning.
All things in common nature should produce without sweat or endeavor. Treason, felony, sword, pike, knife, gun, or need of any engine would I not have, but nature should bring forth of its own kind, all poison, all abundance to feed my innocent people.
No marrying among your subjects.
None, man. All idle. Whores and knaves.
I would with such perfection govern, sir, to excel the golden age.
Save your majesty.
Long live Gonzalo!
And you mark me, sir.
Prithee, no more. Thou dost talk nothing to me.
I do well believe your kindness, and I did it to minister occasion to these gentlemen, who are of such sensible and nimble lungs that they always used to laugh at nothing.
'Twas you we laughed at.
Who in this kind of merry fooling am nothing to you, so you may continue to laugh at nothing still.
What a blow was that given! And it had not fallen flat more.
You are gentlemen of great metal. You would lift the moon out of her sphere if she would not continue in it 5 weeks without changing.
We would so, it's in good bird hunting. Nay, good my lord, be not angry.
No, I will not adventure my discretion so weakly. Will you laugh at me asleep? For I am very heavy.
Go sleep and hear us.
Oh, so soon asleep. I wish my eyes would with themselves shut up my thoughts. I find that they are quite useful.
Please, your sirs, do not omit the heavy opera. It seldom is it sorrow. When it does, it is a comforter.
We too, my lord, will guard your person while you take your rest and watch your safety.
Thank you, wondrous.
The strange dwarfs in this possesses. It is the quality of the climate.
Why does it not then our Alexei? I find not myself disposed to sleep.
Nor I. My spirits are nimble. They fell together all as by consent. They dropped as by a thunderstroke. What might, worthy Sebastian? Oh, what might? No more. And yet, methinks I see it in thy face. But thou shouldst be. The occasion speaks thee, and my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
What? And so, Aki,
Do you not hear me speak?
I do. And surely it is a sleepy language, and thou speakst out of thy sleep. What is it thou didst say? This is a strange repose to be asleep, with eyes wide open, standing, speaking, moving, and yet so fast asleep.
Noble Sebastian, thou letst thy fortune sleep. Die, rather, weakest whilst thou art waking.
Thou dost snore distinctly. There are meaning in thy snores.
I am more serious than my custom. You must be so too, if heed me. What you do trembles thee over.
Well, I'm standing water.
I'll teach you how to flow.
Do so. Do you hear the very slow instruction?
Oh, if you but knew how you the purpose cherish, or thus you mock it. How in stripping it, you more invest it. And big men indeed most often do so near the bottom run, by their own fear or sloth.
Prithee, say on. The setting of thine eye and cheek proclaim a matter from thee, and the verb indeed, which truly delight to kneel.
Thus, sir, although this Lord of weak remembrance, this, who shall be as little memory as when he has earthed, hath here almost persuade, for he's a spirit to persuasion, only professes to persuade the king his son's alive. 'Tis impossible that he's undrowned, and he that sleeps here swims.
I have no hope that he's undrowned.
Oh, that's no hope. What great hope have you? No hope that way is another way, so high a hope that even ambition cannot pierce a wink beyond. But doubt discovery there. Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He is gone?
Then tell me, who is the next heir of Naples?
Clarabelle?
Clarabelle. She that is queen of Tunis. She that dwells 10 leagues beyond man's life. She that from Naples can have no note unless the sun were post. The man in the moon's too slow. To newborn chins be rough and razorable. She that from whom we all were sea swallowed. Though some cast again, and by that destiny to form an act, whereas was past prologue, what to come in yours and my discharge.
What stuff is this? How say you? 'Tis true, my brother's daughter, queen of Tunis. So is she heir of Naples, twixt which regions there is some space.
A space whose every cubit seems to cry out, how shall their Clarabelle measure us back to Naples? Keep in Tunis and let Sebastian wake. Say, this were death that now has seized them. Why, they were no worse than now they are. There can be that can rule Naples as well as he that sleeps. Lords that can praise as amply and unnecessarily as this Gonzalo. I myself can make a chop of his deep chat. Oh, that you bore the mind that I do. What to sleep with this re-advancement? Do you understand me? The things I do. And how does your content tender your own good fortune?
I remember. You did supplant your brother Prospero.
True. And look how well my garments sit upon me, much fitter than before. My brother's servants are then my fellows. Now they're my men.
But for your conscience,
Aye, sir. Where lies that? It were a kai, 'twould put me to my slipper. But I feel not this deity in my bosom. 20 cautiousness that stand twixt me and Milan. Candid be they and melted they molest. Here lies your brother, no better than the earth he lies upon. If you were that which now he's like, that's dead, whom I, with this obedient steel, 3 inches of it, can lay to bed forever. While it's you, doing thus, to the perpetual wink for I might put this ancient morsel, this Sir Prudence, who should not upbraid our course. For all the rest will take suggestion as a cat laps milk. They'll tell the clock to any business that we say befits the hour.
same case, dear friend, shall be my president. If thou wouldst me on, I'll come by Naples. Draw thy sword. One stroke shall praise you from the tribute which thou payest. And I, the king, shall love thee.
Draw together, and when I rear my hand to you the like, to fall it on Gonzalo.
But one word.
My master through his art perceives the danger that you his friend are, and sends me forth, or else his project dies to keep him living.
To snoring lie, open night conspiracy is time to take. Live the life you keep but care. Shake off slumber beware. Awake, awake.
And let us both be sudden.
Now, good angels, preserve the king!
Oh, wait! Why are you so? What for this ghastly looking?
What is the matter?
While we stood here, securing the repose, even now I heard a fellow burst, bellowing like bulls, or lesser lions. Did not wake you? It struck mine ear most terribly.
I heard nothing.
Oh, 'twas a danger fight a monster's ear, to make an earthquake. Sure as the roar of a whole herd of lions.
Where'd you this from, Zolo?
On mine honor, sir, I heard a humming, and that's a strange one too, which did awake me. I warned you, sir, and cried. As mine eyes opened, I saw their weapons drawn. There was a noise. That's verily. 'Tis best we stand upon our guard, or that we quit this place. Let's draw our weapons.
Lead off this ground, and let's make further search for my poor son.
Heavens, keep him from these beasts, for he is sure in the island.
Lead away.
Prospero, my lord, shall know what I have done. So, king, go safely on to seek your son.
All the infection the sun from bogs, fens, flats, on prosper, fall, and make him by inch meal a disease. The spirits hear me, yet I needs must curse. But they'll nor frighten me with urchin shows, pitch me in the mire, nor lead me like a firebrand in the dark, out of my way unless he bid 'em. But for every trifle are they set upon me, sometime like apes, that now and chatter at me, and after bite me like hedgehogs, which lie tumbling in my barefoot way, mounting their pricks at my footfall. Sometime am I all wound with adders, who with cloven tongues do hiss me into madness.
Yo!
No! Here comes a spirit of his, and to torment me for bringing wood in slowly. I'll fall flat, perchance he will not mind me. Oh.
Here is neither bush nor shrub to bear up any weather at all. And another storm brewing. I can hear it singeth in the wind. Yon same black cloud, yon huge one, looks like a foul bombard that should shed his liquor. If it should thunder as it did before, I know not where to hide my head. Yon same cloud cannot choose but fall by pailfuls. What have we here? A woman? Or a fish? Dead? Or alive? Oh! A fish! She smells like a fish. A very ancient and fish-like smell. A kind of, not of the newest filet, a strange fish. Were I in England now, as once I was, I would have for this fish painted. Not a holiday fool there would give but a piece of silver. There would this monster make a man. Any strange beast there makes a man. When they will not give a coin to relieve a lame beggar, they will lay out 10 to see a dead Indian. Legs like a woman. And her fins like arms. Warm! Oh my troth! I do not let loose my opinion. Hold it no longer. This is no fish, but an islander that had lately been struck by a thunderbolt. Alas, the storm has come again. My best way is to creep under her gabardine. Oh. There are no shelter hereabouts. Misery acquits a man with strange bedfellows. I will here lie until the dregs of the storm be past. Ew. 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 Ew, 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 ew!
I shall no more to sea, here shall I die ashore. This is a scurvy tune to sing in a man's funeral. Well, here's my comfort. The master, the swabber, the boatswain, and I, the gunner, and his mate, the ball may Marion and Marjorie, but none of us cared for Kate. For she had a tongue with a tang, would cry to a sailor, go hang. She loved not the savor of tars or a pitch, yet a tailor-like structure, where'er she did itch then to see. Boys, and let her go hang to the scurvy choo-choo. But here's my comfort.
Do not torment me. Ugh!
What's the matter? Have we devils here? Do you put tricks upon with savages of men of India? I have not escaped drowning to be afeard of your 4 legs. Or as it been said, has any man to ever go on tube? Nope. 4 legs shall not make him give ground. And it shall be said so again while Stefano breathes at nostrils.
The spirit torments me. Ugh!
This is some monster of the isle with 4 legs who hath, as I take it, a fever. Where in the devil should it learn our language? I will give them some relief, if it be not for that. If I can recover them and keep them tame and get them home to Naples, they're a present for any emperor that ever trod on neat's leather.
Thou dost me yet, but little hurt. Thou wilt anon. I know it by thy trembling. Now prosper works upon thee.
Come on your ways. Come on. Oh, this is what will give language to you, you cat. Open your mouth. Open your chops again.
I should know that voice. It should be. But he is drowned, and these are devils. Oh, defend me.
4 legs and 2 voices, a most delicate monster. Their forward voice is to speak well of their friend, and their backward voice is foul and utter to detract. They shall taste my bottle. If all the wine in my bottle will recover them, I will help their fever. Come, drink. Amen. I will pour some to thy other mouth.
Stefano!
Doth thy other mouth call me? Mercy, mercy, this is the devil and no monster. I will leave them. I have no long spoon.
Stefano! If thou beest Stefano, touch me and speak to me, for I am Trinculo. Be not afeard. Thy good friend, Trinculo!
If thou beest Trinculo, come forth. I'll pull thee by the colorful legs. If any be Trinculo's legs, well, these are they. Trinculo! Thou art very Trinculo indeed. How camest thou, sweet of this mooncalf? Can she poop Trinculos?
I took thee to be killed with a thunderstroke. But art thou not drowned, Stefano? I hope thou art not drowned. Is the storm overblown? I hid me under the dead mooncalf's gabardines for fear of the storm. Art thou living, Stefano? Oh, Stefano, to Neapolitan escape.
I shall no more
need to seek.
Prithee, do not turn me about, for my stomach is not constant.
These be fine things, and if they be not sprites, that's a brave god, and bears celestial liquor. I will kneel to him.
How camest thou hither? Swear by this bottle how thou camest hither. I escaped upon a butter sack which the sailors heaved overboard, and I made this bottle with mine own hands from the bark of a tree, since I was cast ashore.
I'll swear upon that bottle to be thy true subject, for the liquor is not earthly.
Here, swear how thou escapest.
So much shore, man, like a duck. I can swim like a duck. I'll be sworn.
Kiss the book. Though thou canst swim like a duck, thou art made like a goose.
Oh, Stefano, hast any more of this?
The whole butt, man. My cellar's in a rock by the seaside where my wine is hid. How now, mooncalf? How is your fever?
Hast thou not dropped from heaven?
I was the man in the moon when time was, I do assure thee.
I have seen thee in her, and I do adore thee. My mistress showed me thee, and thy dog, and thy bush.
Here, kiss the book. Swear to that. I will furnish it with new contents. Swear.
By this good light, this is a very shallow monster. I, afraid of her, a very weak monster. The man in the moon, a most poor credulous monster. Well drawn monster, in good sooth.
I'll show thee every fertile inch of the island, and I will kiss thy foot.
I prithee, be my god.
By this light, a most perfidious and drunken monster. Once God's asleep, she'll rob thee of his bottle.
I'll kiss thy foot. I'll swear myself thy subject.
Here, Down and swear.
I shall laugh myself to death at this puppy-headed monster. A most scurvy monster. I could find it in my heart to beat thee.
Come.
Ooh.
Yes.
But that the poor monster's in drink, an abominable monster.
I'll show thee the best springs. I'll pluck thee berries. I'll fish for thee and get thee wood enough. A plague upon the tyrant that I serve. I'll bear him no more sticks, but serve thee, thou wondrous man.
A most ridiculous monster to make a wonder of a poor drunkard.
I prithee, let me bring thee where the crabs grow, and I, with my long nails, will dig thee pine nuts, show thee a jay's nest, and instruct thee how to snare the nimble marmoset. I'll bring thee to clustering filbert, and sometime I'll get thee young scammels from the rock. Wilt thou go with me?
Oh, prithee, lead the way without any more tossing. Treat you up. The king. All our company. Else being drowned, we will inherit here. Oh, tricky low, fair my bottle will fill him by and by again.
Farewell, master. Farewell, farewell.
A howling monster, a drunken monster.
No more dams I'll make for fish, nor fetch and firing, at requiring, nor scrape, drink, turn, nor wash dish. Ban, Caliban, has a new master, get a new man. Freedom, hide, freedom.
Oh, brave monster, lead the way.
The resummoned sports are painful, and their labor delighting them sets off. Some kinds of baseness are nobly undergone, and most poor matters point to rich ends. This, my mean task, would be as heavy to me as odious. But the mistress which I serve quickens what's dead and makes my labors pleasures. She's 10 times more gentle than her father is crabbed, and is composed of harshness. I must remove some 1,000 of these logs and pile them up upon a sore injunction. My sweet mistress weeps when she sees me work, and says such baseness had never like executor. I forget, but these sweet thoughts do even refresh my labors, busiest night.
Alas now, pray you work not so hard. I would the lightning had burnt up the logs you were enjoined to pile. Pray, sit it down and rest you. When this burns, 'twill weep for having wearied you. My father is hard at study. Pray now, rest yourself. He's safe for these 3 hours.
Almost, dear mistress, the sun will set before I shall discharge what I must strive to do.
If you'll sit down, I'll bear your logs the while. Pray, give me that. I'll carry it to the pile.
No, precious creature, I had rather crack my sinews, break my back, than you should such dishonor undergo while I sit lazy by.
Become me as well as it does you. And I should do it with much more ease, for my good will is to it, and yours is against.
Poor worm, thou art infected. This visitation shows it.
You look wearily.
No, mistress. 'Tis fresh morning with me when you are by at night. I do beseech you, chiefly that I might set it in my prayers. What is your name?
Miranda? My dear father, I broke your head to say so.
Admired Miranda. Indeed, the top of admiration. For's what's dearest to the world. Full many a lady I've eyed with best regard, and many the time the harmony of their tongues hath into bondage brought my too diligent ear. For several virtues have I liked several women. Never any was so full soul, but some defect in her did quarrel with the noblest grace she owed, and put it to the foil. But you, oh you, so perfect and so peerless, are created of every creature's best.
I do not know one of my sex. No woman's face I remember, save from my glass mine own. Nor have I seen more that I may call men than you, good friend, and my dear father. How features are abroad I am skilless of, but by my modesty, the jewel in my dower, I would not wish any companion in the world but you, nor can imagination form a shape besides yourself to like of, but I'm proud of something too wildly, and my father's precepts I therein do forget.
I am in my condition. A prince, Miranda. I do think a king. I would not so, and would no more endure this wooden slavery than to suffer the flesh fly blow my mouth. Hear my soul speak. The very instant that I saw you did my heart fly to your service. There resides to make me slave to it, for your sake, in my this patient logman.
Do you love me?
O heaven, O earth, bear witness to this sound and crown what I profess with kind event. If I speak true, if hollowly, invert what best has boded me to mischief. I, beyond all limit of what else in the world, do love, prize, and honor you.
I am a fool to weep at what I'm glad of.
Fair encounter of two most rare affections. Heavens rain grace on that which breeds between them. Wherefore weep ye?
Mine unworthiness, that dare not offer what I desire to give, and much less take what I shall die to want. But this is trifling, and all the more it seeks to hide itself, the bigger bulk it shows. Hence, bashful cunning, and prompt me, plain and holy innocence. I am your wife, if you'll marry me. If not, I'll die your maid. To be your fellow you may deny me, but I'll be your servant whether you will or no.
My mistress, dearest, and I thus humble ever.
My husband then?
I with a heart as willing as bondage, here of freedom. Here is my hand.
And mine, with my heart in't. And now, farewell, till half an hour hence.
1,000,000.
So glad of this as they I cannot be, who are surprised withal, yet my rejoicing at nothing can be more. I'll to my book, for ere yet supper time must I perform much business appertaining.
Every man shift for all the rest, and let no man care for himself. Servant, monster, drink tea!
Servant monster, the folly of this island. They say there's but 5 upon this isle. We're 3 of them. If the other 2 be brave like us, the state totters.
Drink when I bid thee, servant monster. Thy eyes are will set in thy head.
Where should they be set else? She were a brave monster indeed, if there were to be set in her tail.
My woman monster hath drowned her tongue in sack. For my part, the sea cannot drown me. I swam, ere I could recover the shore, 35 leagues off and on. By this light, thou shalt be my lieutenant, monster, or my standard.
Your lieutenant, if you list. She's no standard.
Will not run, Madame Monsieur.
Nor go neither. But you'll lie like dogs and yet say nothing neither.
Mooncalf, speak once in thy life, if thou beest a good mooncalf.
How does thine honor? Let me lace that shield.
I'll not serve him. He is not valiant.
Thou liest, most ignorant monster! I am in case to justle a constable. Why, thou debauched fish, thou! Has ever met a coward that drank so much sack as I today? Wilt thou tell a monstrous lie, being half a fish and half a monster?
Lo, how he mocks me. Wilt thou let him, my lord?
Lord, quoth she, that a monster should be such a natural.
Lo again. Bite him to death, I
Whoa! Drink you low. Keep a good tongue in your head. If you prove a mutineer, the next tree
The poor monster's my subject, and she shall not suffer indignity.
I thank my noble lord. Wilt thou be pleased to hearken once again to the suit I made to thee?
Marry, will I? Kneel and repeat it. I will stand. And so shall Trinculo. Get up.
As I told thee before, I am subject to a tyrant, a sorcerer, that by his cunning hath cheated me of the island.
Thou liest!
Thou liest, thou jesting monkey thou! I, with my valiant master, would destroy thee. I do not lie.
Trinculo! If you interrupt the monster one word further, by this hand, I will supplant some of your teeth.
Why? I said nothing.
Mum then and no more. Proceed.
I say by sorcery he got exiled. From me he got it. If thy greatness will revenge on him, but this thing dare not.
That's most certain.
Thou shalt be lord of it, and I'll serve thee.
Oh, how can this be compassed? Canst thou bring me to the party?
Yea, yea, my lord. I'll yield him thee asleep, where thou mayest knock a nail into his head.
Thou liest! Thou canst not!
What a pie ninny's this, thou scurvy patch! I do beseech thy greatness, give him blows, and take his bottle from him. When that's gone, he shall drink naught but brine, for I'll not show him where the quick brushes are.
Trinculo! Interrupt the monster one word further, and I will turn my mercy out your doors and make a stockfish of thee!
Why? What did I? I did nothing. I'll go farther off.
Didst thou not say she lied?
Thou liest!
Do I so, Trinculo? Oh, come here!
Oh!
I will teach you! I will teach you! Take us away! You! Give me the line another time!
I did not give the lie. And your wits in hearing too. A punch on your bottle. This can suck and drinking do. I'm right on your monster. And the devil take your finger.
Frizzy, forward with the tail.
Stand
Stand further off!
Beat him enough. After a little time, I'll beat him too.
Stand further! Proceed.
Why, as I told thee, 'tis a custom with him, in the afternoon sleep, having first seized his books, or with a log, batter his skull, or punch him with thy stake, or cut his reason with thy knife. Remember, first to possess his books, for without them he is but a sot, as I am, nor hath not one spirit command. They all do hate him as rootedly as I, burn but his books. He has brave utensils, or so he calls them, which when he has a house, he'll deck withal. And that most deeply to consider is the beauty of his daughter. He himself calls her a nonpareil. I never saw a woman, but only Sycorax, my dam, and she. But she is far surpasses Sycorax, as greatest as least.
Is it so brave, alas?
Aye, my lord, she will become thy bed, and bring thee forth brave brood.
Monster, I will kill this man. His daughter and I will be king and queen. Oh, save our graces! And Trinculo and thyself shall be viceroys. Dost thou like the plot, Trinculo?
Excellent.
Give me your hand. I am sorry I beat you. I am. But while you lived, you keep a good tongue in your head.
By this afternoon, they'll be asleep. Wilt thou destroy him then?
Aye, on mine honor.
This why I tell my master.
Thou makest me merry. I am full of pleasure. Let us be jocund. Wilt thou troll the catch? Thou taught me the while ere.
At thy request, monster, I will do reason, any reason. Trinculo, let us sing.
Flat 'em and scout 'em. Scout 'em and flat 'em. Fought is free.
That's not too. Now chesting on. Rest of me.
What is this saying?
This is the tune of our catch, played by the picture of nobody.
If thou beest a man, show thyself in thy likeness. If thou beest a devil, takest the list.
Oh, forgive my sins.
He that dies pays all debts, and I defy thee. Mercy upon us!
Art thou afeard?
No, monster, not I.
Be not afeard. The isle is full of noises, sounds, and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not. Sometime 1,000 twangling instruments will hum about mine ears, and sometime voices that, if I then had waked after long sleep, will make me sleep again. And then, in dreaming, the clouds methought would open and show riches ready to drop upon me. That when I waked, oh, how I cried to dream again.
Yes, this will prove a brave kingdom to me, for I will have my music played for nothing.
When Prospero is destroyed,
Yes, I remember the story.
The sound is going away. Let's follow it, and after do our work.
Yes, monster, you lead, I'll follow. I could see his behavior. Lazy eye.
Well, come, I'll follow, Stefano.
I can go no further, sir. My old bones ache. Here's a maze trodden deep through forthrights and meanders. Higher patience and need must rest me.
Oh, Lord, I cannot blame thee, who have myself attached with weariness to the dulling of my spirits. Sit down and rest. Even here, I will put off my hope and keep it no longer for my flatterer. He is drowned, whom thus we stray to find. In the sea walks our frustrate search on land. Well, let him go.
I am right glad that he's so out of hope. Do not, for one repulse, forgo the purpose, that you resolve the effect. The next advantage will they through it. Let it be tonight, for now they are pressed with trouble. They will not, nor cannot, use such vigilance as when they are fresh. I say tonight, no more.
What harmony is this? My good friends, hark!
Marvelous sweet music.
Give us kind keepers, heavens! What were these?
A living drollery. Noble believes like unicorns that in Arabia there is one tree, the phoenix strong, one phoenix and this our end here.
I'll believe both, and what does else want's credits come to me, and I'll be sworn 'tis true. Travelers never did lie, though fools at home can deny.
If enables, I should report this now if they believe me. If I should say I saw such islanders. For certes, these are people of the island who, though they are of monstrous shape, yet if their manners are more gentle kind than of our human generation you shall find. Many, not almost any.
Honest Lord, thou hast said well. For some of you, they're present of worse than devils.
Oh, I cannot too much use such shape, such gesture, and such sound expressing. Although they want the use of tongue, a kind of actually talk discourse.
Praise in departing.
They vanished strangely.
No matter, since they have left their food behind. For we have stomachs. Will please you taste of what is here?
Oh, not I.
Faith, sir, you need not fear. When we were young, we would believe that there were mountain years, dewlapped like bulls whose worlds had been eating at moths of flesh, or that there were such men whose heads stood on their breasts, which now we find. Each punter out of 5 for 1 will bring us good warrant of.
I will stand to and feed while I last. No matter, since I feel the best has passed. Brother, my lord the Duke, stand to and...
You are 3 men of sin, whom destiny that hath to instrument this lower world and what it isn't, the never surfeited sea, hath caused to belch you. And on this island where men doth not inhabit, you monks men being most unfit to live, I have made you mad, and even with such like valor men hanging round their proper selves. You fools! I and my fellows are ministers of fate. The elements of whom your swords are tempered with may as well wound the loud winds or be mocked at stabs. Kill the still closing waters as diminish one dowel that's in my plume. My fellow ministers are like invulnerable. If you get hurt, your swords are now too massy for your strength and will not be applicable. But remember, for that is my business to you, that you 3, from Milan, did supplant good Prospero, exposed unto the sea, which hath requite him and his innocent child, for which the foul indeed, the powers, delay, not forgetting having sent to sea and shores, yea, all the creatures against your peace. Leave that son, Alonso, they have bereft, and do pronounce by me lingering perdition, worse than any death can be at once, shall step by step attend you in your way, whose wrath the guard you from, which here is most desolate isle, is nothing more than heart sorrow and a clear light ensuing.
Hey. Bravely, the figure of this harpy hast thou performed my Ariel. A grace it had, devouring. Of my instruction hast thou nothing bated in what thou hadst to say, so with good life and observation strange, my meaner ministers their several kinds have done. My high charms work, and these mine enemies are all knit up in their distractions. They now are in my power. And in these fits I leave them, while I visit young Ferdinand, whom they suppose is drowned, and his and mine loved John.
Oh, in the name of something holy, sir, why stand you here in this strange stare?
Oh, it is monstrous! Monstrous! I thought the bellows spoke, it told me of it. The waves did sing it to me, and the thunder, that deep and dreadful organ pipe, pronounced the name. Prosper. It did face my trespass. Therefore my son, in the rules, is better. And I'll seek him deeper than e'er plummet sounded, and with him there I muttered.
Lord, re-enter the time. I find the allegiance of him. I'll be thy second.
All 3 of them are desperate. Their great guilt, like a poison given to work at right time after, now begins to bite the spirits. I do beseech you that our suppler joins, follow them swiftly and hinder them from what this ecstasy may not provoke them to.
Follow, pray thee!
If I have too austerely punished you, your compensation makes amends, for I have given you here 1/3 of mine own life, for that for which I live, whom once again I tender to thy hand. All thy vexations were but like the trials of thy love, which thou hast strangely stood the test. Here, for heaven, I ratify this my rich gift. Oh, Ferdinand, do not smile at me that I boast of her. For thou shalt find she will outstrip all praise and make it halt behind her.
I do believe it. Against an oracle.
Then, as my gift and thine own acquisition worthily purchased, take my daughter.
Is I hope for quiet days, fair issue and long life. With such love as 'tis now, the murkiest den, the most opportune place, the strong suggestion. Oh, worse a genius shall never melt mine honor into lust, to take away the edge of that day's celebration, when I shall think Phoebus' steeds are foundered, or night chained below.
Fairly spoke. Sit then and talk with her. She is thine own. What, Ariel? My industrious servant Ariel?
What would my foot, master? Here I am.
Thou and thy meaner ministers your last service did worthily perform, and I must use thee in another such trick. Go bring the rabble, or whom I give thee power, here to this place. Incite them to quick motion, for I must bestow upon the eyes of this young couple some vanity of mine art. It is my promise, and they expect it from me.
Presently,
I with a twink.
before you can say come and go, then breathe twice and cry so, each one tripping on his toe, we'll be here with mop and mow. Do you love me, master? No?
Dearly, my delicate Ariel. Do not come till thou dost hear me call.
Well, I can see.
Look thou be true. Do not give dalliance too much the rein. The strongest oaths are straw to the fire and the blood. Be more abstemious, or else good night, Joseph.
I warrant you, sir, the white cold virgin snow upon my heart abates the ardor of my liver.
Now come, Ariel. Bring a corollary rather than want of spirits. Appear in pertly. No tongue. All eyes. Be silent.
Spirit, most bounteous lady, thy rich leaves of wheat, rye, barley, matches, oats, and peas, thy turfy mountains, where live nibbling sheep, whose flat feet thatched, which store them to keep, to make cold nymphs chase crowns in thy ruined groves, whose shadow the dismissed bachelor laughs, where thou thyself dost air the queen of the sky, whose watery ark and messenger am I. to tell their fate. Highest queen of state.
How does my bounteous sister? Come with me to bless the swain that may prosperous be, and honor their issues.
Honor, riches, merit, blessing. Love continuous and increasing. And joys be still upon you. Juno sings her blessings on you. Births increase and voice of plenty, barns and gardens never empty. Vines and clustering bunches growing, lands with good leaves growing. Spring come to you at the farthest in the very end of harvest. Scarcity, nothing more shall shine you. This blessing sorely is on.
This is a most majestic vision and most harmonious jargonly. May I be bold to think these spirits?
Spirits, which by mine art I have from their confines called to enact my present fancies.
Let me live here ever. So rare a wondered father and a wife make this place paradise.
Well done! Avoid no more! I had forgot that foul conspiracy of the beast Caliban and her confederates against my life. The minute of their plot is almost come. Well done! Avoid no more!
This is strange. Your father's in some passion that works him strongly.
Never till this day saw I him touched with anger so distempered.
You do look, my son, in a moved sort, as if you were dismayed. Be cheerful. Our revels now are ended. These our actors, as I foretold you, were all spirits, and are melted into air. Into thin air, and like the baseless fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself, yea, all which it inherit shall dissolve. And like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rack behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made on. And our little life is rounded with a sleep. Sir, I am vexed. Bear with my weakness, my old brain is troubled. Be not disturbed with my infirmity. If you be pleased, retire into my cell and there repose. A turn or two I'll walk to still my beating fine.
We wish y'all peace.
Come with a thought. I thank thee, Ariel, come.
Thy thoughts I leave to what's thy pleasure.
We must prepare to meet with Caliban.
I, my commander, when I presented Ceres, I thought to have told thee of it, but I feared lest I might anger thee.
Say again. Where didst thou leave these varlets?
I told you, sir. They were red hot with shrinking, so full of valor that they smote the air for breathing in their faces, beat the ground for kissing at their feet, yet always bending towards their project. Then I beat my tabor, at which, like unbacked colts, They pricked their ears, advanced their eyelids, lifted up their noses as they smoked music. Then I charmed them, that cat-like they my lowing followed through, pricking gores and thorns which entered their frail shins. Then I left them in the filthy mental pool beyond your cell, there dancing that the foul lake or air struck their feet.
This was well done. My bird, thy shape invisible, retain thou still. The trumpery in my house, go bring it hither, for stale to catch these thieves.
I go.
A devil. A born devil on whose nature my nurture can never stick. On whom my pains humanely taken, all lost, quite lost. And as with age her body uglier grows, so her mind cankers. I will plague them all, even to roaring. Come, now bring forth this line.
Righto!
Shush! Pray you, tread softly, that the blind mole may not hear a footfall. We are now near his cell.
Monsters! Your fairy, which you say is a harmless fairy, has done little better than play the jack with us.
Monster! I do smell all horse piss, at which my nose is in great indignation.
So is mine. Do you hear, monster? If I should take a displeasure against you, look you!
Thou art but a lost monster!
Good, my lord, give me thy favor still. Be patient, for the prize I'll bring thee to shall hoodwink this mischance. Therefore speak softly. All's hushed as midnight yet.
Aye, but to lose our bottles in the pool.
There is not only disgrace and dishonor that monster, but an infinite loss.
This is more to me than my wetting. Yes, this is your harmless fairy monster.
I will fetch off my bottles, though I be no heirs for my labor.
Prithee, my king, be quiet. Cease thou here. This is the mouth of the cell. No noise, and enter. Do that good mischief, which may make this island thine own forever. And I, Caliban, fry thy footlicker.
Give me your hand. I do begin to have bloody thoughts.
O King Stefano, O peer, O worthy Stefano, look what a wardrobe here is for thee.
Let it alone, thou fool! It is but trash.
Oh, monster. We do know what belongs to a frippery. Oh, King Stefano!
Trinculo, by this hand, put off that gown. I'll have the gown.
Thy grace shall have it.
Dropsy, drown this fool! Who are you to dote thus on such luggage? Let it alone, and do the murder first. If he awake, from toe to crown, he'll fill our skins with pinches, make us strange stuff.
Be quiet, you monster. Mistress Limes, is this not my jerkin?
Aye, we steal by line and level, and if like your grace.
I thank thee for thy jest. Here is a garment for it, which shall not go unrewarded while I am king of the country. Steal by line and level is an excellent passive paint. Here is another garment for it, Sir Trinculo.
Monster, come, put some lime upon your fingers, and away with the rest.
I will have none on't. We shall lose our time, and I'll be turned to barnacles or to apes, with foreheads villainous low.
Monster, lay to your fingers. I'll bear this away with my hogs egg wine. Or I'll turn you out to my kingdom. Go to. Carry you this.
And this.
Aye. And this.
Hey, mountain, hey! Go! my goblins when they grind their joints with dry convulsions. Short enough, their sinews with aged cramps, the pinch-spotted makeup, and powder catamountain. Let them be hunted soundly. At this hour lie at my mercy all mine enemies. Shortly shall all my labors end, and thou shalt have the air at freedom. Now does my project gather to a head, my charms crack not, my spirits obey, and time goes upright in his carriage. How's the day?
6 hour, at which time, my lord, you said our work should cease.
I did say so when first I raised the Tempest. Say, spirit, how fares the king and's followers?
Confined together in the same passion as you gave in charge. All prisoners, sir, for which whether fence or cell they cannot budge to your release. King, his brother, and yours abide all three distractions, and the remainder mourning over them, brimful of sorrow and dismay. But chiefly her that you term, sir, the good Lady Gonzalo. Her tears run down her face like winter's drops for eaves of reeds. Your charms so strongly words them that if you now beheld them, your affections would become most tender.
Dost thou think so, spirit?
Mine would, sir, were I human.
And mine shall. Hast thou, which art but e'er a touch, a feeling of their afflictions, and shall not myself, one of their own kind that relish all as sharply passion as they be, kindlier moved than thou art? Though with their higher wrongs I am struck to the quick, yet my nobler reason against my fury do I take part. The rarer action is in virtue than in vengeance. They being penitent, the sole drift of my purpose doth extend not a frown further. Go release them, Ariel, my charms I'll break, their senses I'll restore, and they shall be themselves.
I'll go fetch them.
Ye elves of hills, brooks, standing lakes, and groves, and ye that on the sands with printless foot do chase the ebbing Neptune, and do fly him when he comes back, you demi-puppets that do by moonshine the green sour ringlets make, whereof the ewe not bites, and you whose pastime is to make midnight mushrooms that rejoice to hear the solemn curfew, by whose aid, weak masters though ye be, I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous wind, and twixt the green sea and the azured vault set roaring war. To the dread rattling thunder have I given fire, and rifted Jove's stout oak by his own bolt. The strong based promontory have I made shake, and by the spurs plucked up pine and cedar's graves at my command have waked their sleepers oped, and let 'em forth by my so potent art. But this rough magic I here abjure, and when I have required some heavenly music that even now I do, to work mine end upon their senses that this airy charm is for, I'll break my staff, bury it certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than did ever plummet sound, I'll drown my book. a solemn air, and the best comforter to an unsettled fancy, cure thy brains now useless boiled within thy skull. There stand, for you are spell-stopped. Oh, holy Gonzalo, honorable one, mine eyes, even sociable to the show of thine, fall fellowly drops. The charm dissolves apace, and as the morning steals onto the night, so their rising senses begin to chase the ignorant fumes that mantle their clearer reason. O good Gonzalo, my true preserver and a loyal one, to him you followest, I will pay thy graces home, both in word and deed. Most cruelly didst thou, Alonso, use me and my daughter. Thy brother was a furtherer in the act. Thou art pinched for now, Sebastian. Flesh and blood, you brother mine that entertained ambition, expelled remorse and nature, whom with Sebastian, whose inward pinches therefore are most strong, would here have killed your king? I do forgive thee, unnatural though thou art. Their understanding begins to swell, and the approaching tide will shortly fill the reasonable shore that now lies foul and muddy. Not one of them that yet looks on me or would know me. Ariel, fetch me the hat and jacket in my cell. I will discase me and myself present as I was sometime Milan. Quickly, spirits, thou shalt ere long be free.
Where the bees song stay so high, in a calcined spell I lie. There I go, true nose to cry, from the bed's back I after summer merrily, merrily, merrily shall I live now, under the blossom that hangs on the bough.
Why, that's my dainty Ariel. I shall miss thee, but yet thou shalt have freedom. So, to the kingship, invisible as thou art, there shalt thou find the mariners asleep under the hatches. The master and the boatswain being awakened, force them to this place, and presently, I prithee.
I drink the air before me, and return or ere your pulse twice beat. All torment, trouble, wonder, and amazement inhabits here. Some heavenly power guide us out of this fearful country.
Behold, Sir King, the wronged Duke of Milan, Prospero. For better assurance than a living prince does now speak to thee, I embrace thy body, and to thee and thy company I bid a hearty welcome.
Oh, but thou beest here no, for some enchanted trifle to abuse me, as late I've been, I not know. Thy pulse beats as of flesh and blood, and since I saw thee, the affliction of my mind amends, with which I fear of madness helping. This must crave. And if this be at all a most strange story, thy dukedom, I resign. And do entreat thou pardon me my wrongs. But how should Prospero be living and be here?
First, noble friend, Let me embrace thine age whose honor cannot be measured or confined.
Oh, whether this be or be not, I'll not swear.
You do yet taste some subtleties of the isle that will not allow you to believe things certain. Welcome, my friends all. But you, my brace of lords, were I so minded, I here could plot his highness frown upon you and justify you traitors. At this time, I will tell no tales.
The devil speaks in him.
No! And for you, good sir, whom to call brother would even infect my mouth, I do forgive thee thy rankest faults, all of them, and require my dukedom of thee, which perforce I know thou must restore.
If thou beest Prospero, give us particulars of thy preservation. How thou hast met us here, who 3 hours since were wrapped upon this shore. And I have lost. Oh, I'll stop the point of this remembrance is my dear son, Ferdinand.
I'm woe for it, sir.
Irreparable is the loss. Impatient says it was past her cure.
I rather think you have not sought her help, of whose soft grace for the like loss have I, her sovereign aid, and rest myself content.
You, the like loss.
As great to me as late, and supportable to make the dear loss have I means much weaker than you may call to comfort you, for I have lost my daughter.
A daughter. Oh, heavens, that they were living both in Naples, the king and queen there. That they were. I was myself were muddied in that oozing bed where my son lies. How did you lose your daughter?
In this last tempest, I perceive these lords at this encounter do so much admire that they devour their reason and scarce think their eyes do offices of truth. But howsoever you have been justled from your senses, know for certain that I am Prospero, and that very duke which was thrust forth of Milan, who most strangely upon this shore where you were racked was landed to be the lord on't. No more yet of this, for 'tis a chronicle of day by day, not a relation for a breakfast, nor befitting this first meeting. Welcome, sir. This sells my court. Here have I few attendants and subjects, none abroad. Pray you look in. My dukedom, since you have given me again, I will requite you with as good a thing at least. Bring forth a wonder to content ye, as much as me my dukedom.
Open. Sweet lord, you play me false.
Oh, my dearest love, oh, not for the world.
Yes, for a score of kingdoms you should wrangle, and I would call it fair play.
If this prove a vision of the island, one dear son shall I twice lose.
A most high miracle.
Though the seas threaten, they are merciful. I have cursed them without cause.
Now all blessings of a glad father compass thee about. Arise and say how thou camest here.
Wonder how many goodly creatures there are here, how beauteous mankind is. Oh, brave new world that has such people in it.
Oh. 'Tis new to thee.
What is this maid with whom thou wast at play? Your eldest acquaintance cannot be 3 hours. Is she the goddess that hath severed us and brought us thus together?
Sir, she is mortal, but by immortal providence, she's mine. I chose her when I could not ask my father for his advice, nor thought I had one. She is daughter to this famous Duke of Milan, of whom so often I've heard renowned, but never saw before, and through whom I've received a second life, and a second father this lady makes him to me.
I am hers. But oh, how oddly will it sound that I must ask my own child forgiveness.
There, sir, stop. Let us not burden our remembrance with a heaviness that's gone.
I have inly wept or should have spoke ere this. Oh, look down, you gods, and on this couple drop a blessed crown, for it is you that have chalked forth the way which brought us hither.
I say amen, Onzolo.
Was Milan thrust from Milan that his issue should become kings of Naples? Oh, rejoice beyond a common joy, and set it down with gold on lusting pillars. In one voyage did Claribel find her husband at Tunis, and Ferdinand, her brother, found a wife where he himself was lost. Prospero his dukedom in a poor isle, and all of us ourselves when no man was his own.
Give me your hands. Let grief and sorrow still embrace his heart that doth not wish you joy.
Be it so, and then... Look, sir, here is more of us. I prophesied to the gallows where I land, this fellow cannot drown. No blasphemy, that swears phrase overboard, not an oath on shore. Hast thou no mock by land? What is the news? The best news is that we have safely found our king and company.
The next, our ship, which but 3 glasses since we gave out split, is tight in the air and bravely rigged as when we first put out to sea.
Sir, all this service have I done since I went.
My tricksy spirit.
These are not natural events. They strengthen from strange to stranger. Say, how came you hither?
If I did think, sir, I were well awake.
I strive to tell you.
We were dead asleep, and we know not, all clapped under hatches, where, but even now, with strange and several noises of roaring, shrieking, howling, shingling shapes, and more diversity sounds, all horrible. We were awaked, straightway at liberty, where we, in all her trim, freshly beheld our royal good and gallant ship, our master capering nigher, on a tristle. Please you. Even in a dream we were divided from them, and brought, moping hither.
Was it well done?
Bravely, my diligence. Thou shalt be free.
This is as strange a maze as e'er men trod. And there is in this business more than nature was ever conduct of. Some oracle must rectify our knowledge.
Sir, my liege, do not infest your mind with beating on the strangeness of this business. At picked leisure, which shall be shortly, single I'll resolve you, which to you shall seem most probable, each these happened accidents. Till when be cheerful and think of each thing aloud. Come hither, spirit. Set Caliban and her companions free. Untie the spell. How fares my gracious sir? There are yet missing of your company some few odd lads that you remember not.
Every man shift for all the rest, and let no man care for himself, for all his good fortune. Coraggio, bully monster, coraggio!
If these be true spies which I wear in my head, here's but a goodly sight.
Oh, Setibus! These be brave spirits indeed! How fine my master is! I'm afraid he will chastise me!
What think of this, my lord Antonio? Will money buy him?
Very like. One of them's a plain fish, and no doubt bargainable.
Mark but the badges of these men, my lords, then say if they be true. This misshapen knave, her mother was a witch, and one so strong that could control the moon, make ebbs and flows, and deal in her command without her power. These 3 have robbed me, and this demi-devil, for she's a bastard one, had plotted with them to take my life. 2 of these fellows, you must know and own this thing of darkness, I acknowledge mine.
I shall be pinched to death.
Is not this Stefano, my drunken butler?
He's drunk now. Where the heck you are?
Trinculo is reeling fine. Where should they find this ragged liquor that hath killed him? How camest thou in this pickle?
I have been in such a pickle since I saw you last. I fear me will never out of my bones. I shall not fear thy blowing.
Why? How now, Stefano?
Oh, touch me not! Crab on Stefano! What's a crab?
You'd be king of the Isle, sirrah?
I'd be a sore one then.
And this is this is a stranger thing as ever I saw.
She is as disproportioned in her manners as in her shape. Go, sirrah, to my cell. Take your companions with you. As you look to have my pardon, trim it handsomely.
Aye, that I will, and I'll be wise hereafter. What a thrice double ass was I to taste this drunkard for a god and worship this dull fool.
Go to away.
Thence, and bestow your luggage where you found it.
Or stole it, rather.
Sir, my liege, I invite your highness and your cell to my poor cell, where you shall take your rest for this one night, which part of it I'll waste with such discourse as I not doubt shall make it go quick away. The story of my life and the particular accidents gone by since I came to the isle. And in the morn, I'll bring you to your ship, and so to Naples, where I have hoped to see the nuptial of these our dear beloved solemnized, and thence retire me to my Milan, where every third thought shall be my grave.
I long to hear the story of your life, which must take thee most strangely.
I'll deliver all, and promise calm seas, auspicious gales, and sail so expeditious that shall catch your royal fleet far off. My Ariel chick, that is thy charge. Then, to the elements be free, and fare thou well. Please you, draw near. Now my charms are all o'erthrown, and what strength I have's mine own, which is most faint. Now 'tis true must be here confined by you, or sent to Naples. Let me not, since I have my dukedom got and pardoned, the deceiver dwell in this bare island by your spell. But release me from my bands with the help of your good hands. Gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant, but my ending is despair, unless I be relieved by prayer, which pierces, so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults, as you from crimes would pardoned be. Let your indulgence set me free.